Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Dives, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Today, we are counting down the top 10 interior defensive linemen in the 2023 NFL Draft. Guys, if you love the draft, please consider subscribing to this channel. Let's go. Coming in number 10 in my rankings is Zacch Pickens out of South Carolina. For a former five-star recruit, Zacch Pickens' production across his four-year career has been relatively pedestrian. The stats don't quite do justice to the impact he has on the football field. Generating pressure, obstructing blocks in run defense, he's explosive, dense, and compact at 6'3", 305 pounds. But he has the proportional length to channel power and leverage additional force in anchor situations. He's shown to capitalize on that with violent rips and violent swing moves. Pickens' lack of consistency is the biggest underlying issue here. The ceiling is very high for Zacch Pickens as a prospect, but I think having one more season in college to develop might be the better option. NFL teams will have to take a chance on him on day 3, but I think his ceiling and upside is worth the selection. I've got a day 3 grade on Zacch Pickens. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 9 in my rankings is Ruke Orhorhoro out of Clemson. Of all the names on the Clemson Tigers defensive line, Orhorhoro probably gets the least amount of buzz. This is a quality 2023 draft prospect in his own right, whose overarching consistency and well-rounded profile allows the Clemson defensive line to function as a versatile and dominant unit. At 6'4", 295 pounds, Orhorhoro has excellent strength, leverage acquisition, and proportional length. Those tools allow him to line up across anywhere on the defensive line, and he serves as a hinge for one of the nation's best pass rushing units. Orhorhoro has the twitch and lateral athleticism to be a legit pass rushing threat. The first step quickness and natural athleticism are very apparent when you watch the tape. He carries his weight extremely well and is well suited shooting gaps, creating penetration, and creating chaos up front. Right now, I've got a rounds 3 through 4 grade on Ruke Orhorhoro. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 8 in my rankings is Mazi Smith out of Michigan. Here is a physically impressive prospect at 6'3", 337 pounds. Smith is a massive, well-leveraged lineman who couples that size with high-end athleticism and strength. He was a top Feldman freak this past summer with a documented 33-inch vertical and a 6'9" 3 cone at his size. That is crazy. That athleticism shows up on tape no doubt about it. He has a quick first step for his size and flashes impressive lateral agility. At the moment, his projected value at the next level as a nose tackle is still improving. For a player as strong as he is, Smith too often gives up leverage and gets worked off the line. But we're talking about upside, and more upside. And in a league where high upside nose tackles are everything, Mazi Smith should hear his name called sooner than later when draft night begins. Right now, I've got a day 2 grade on Mazi Smith. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 7 in my rankings is Calijah Kancey out of Pittsburgh. The bad news, at 6 foot 280 pounds, Kancey might not tick the physical boxes from the defensive tackle position. The good news, this dude is very good at attacking the passer. This is a high-end athlete for the position who, since 2020, has 31 tackles for loss and 12.5 sacks. This season alone, he has 11 tackles for losses and 4 sacks. He's incredibly lean and light on the interior, which makes him extremely explosive, twitchy, and agile. He has lightning fast hands and surprising strength. Obviously, the weakness here is his lack of mass. Kancey is a dynamic passing rushing interior defender with eye-opening bursts off the snap and great agility when he's out in space. He struggles a bit against the run due to his obvious strength disadvantage, but a player who's as disruptive as he is certainly warrants NFL attention. Right now, I've got a day 2 grade on Calijah Kancey. Let's watch some clips.
They got to figure it out. And he got rocked. Full smoke from Kancey, who's back in the ball game and announced it right there.
Here it is, right here, long mesh. Steps up in the pocket, tries to make something happen. Ooh! Lord have mercy.
Coming in number 6 of my rankings is Siaki Ika out of Baylor. Ika is a huge 6'4", 358-pound nose tackle prospect who is one of the rare athletes that can stop the run and the pass. Ika has racked up 45 pressures since the start of the 2021 season. He's a one-gap destroyer who comes downhill and attacks the pocket. While he might not have the versatility to move across the line, this is a guy like Jordan Davis from last year who will maximize everyone else around him at their respective positions. Ika gets off the line quickly and flashes pass rushing upside, but the immediate utility comes from his high-level space-eating ability. Ika is arguably the best in the class at holding double teams and maintaining positioning on the interior. He's frequently able to absorb blocks, and his elite raw strength makes him a really intriguing prospect against the run and on one-on-one opportunities on passing downs. He's incredibly powerful, and he can ragdoll blockers that try to take him on alone, dominating in a phone booth. He might not have great range, but it would be a mistake to dismiss him as immobile. Right now, I've got a round 2 grade on Siaki Ika. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 5 in my rankings is Jalen Roy out of LSU. Roy played all 13 games last year, starting one of them, and had moderate production with 30 tackles, 6 for loss, 1.5 sacks, and a forced fumble. Roy has elevated his game this season and has gone from a wait-and-see type of player to one of the top defensive tackle prospects in the draft. His performance against Auburn really opened up some eyes of NFL scouts, where he collected 6 tackles, a huge number for a nose tackle. Roy is a powerful, wide-bodied defender in the middle of the line who displays solid athleticism. He's not much of a pass rusher, but the ability to stuff the run and occupy gaps makes him an attractive next-level prospect. He does a great job getting his big hands up to block passes if unable to beat his man. He flashes exciting bursts off the snap. He's extremely thick through his lower body, and Roy has natural leverage to win at the point of attack, which really requires consistent double teams from opposing offenses. Though he has a tendency to run a bit high, Roy's arsenal as a pass rusher and short area quickness are extremely intriguing. If he can generate more knee bend and get his weight underneath him a little bit in the run game, the ceiling is extremely high for this dude at the next level. Right now, I've got a rounds 1 through 2 grade on Jalen Roy. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 4 in my rankings is Tuli Tuipulotu out of USC. The nation's sack leader resides in Southern California, and this guy has been insanely productive in 2022 with 9 sacks and 15 tackles for loss in 9 games. He brings an intriguing combination of power and versatility. Tuipulotu is a 6'4", 290-pound junior capable of working off the edge or over interior linemen. Wherever a potential mismatch exists, he will be there. What's special about Tuli is his alignment versatility to play from the interior or rush from the edge. Tuipulotu's build and playstyle are incredibly unique, and his high-end tools actively build excitement for an enticing ceiling. He has raw power and leverages that power well through his base. His bursts off the snap and bend aren't on the same level as others. However, at the same time, he can use his blend of elite power and athleticism in various different ways. Right now, I've got a rounds 1 through 2 grade on Tuli Tuipulotu. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 3 in my rankings is Gervon Dexter out of Florida. Gervon Dexter was a big-time recruit for the Florida Gators who just hasn't yet met his full potential. While this ranking might be all about projection, the tools remain an alluring part of his game. Dexter is built like the prototype versatile lineman that dominates the pros in the modern era. At 6'6", 309 pounds, Gervon Dexter is a dominating presence with a lean, athletic frame, but also the elite length to blast back offensive linemen. This power originates from a near elite first step off the line. This high-end length and degree of explosiveness makes him a very intriguing prospect with a limitless ceiling, especially as a pass rusher. He hasn't reached the levels of production many expected for a prospect of his caliber in 2022, but that shouldn't prevent NFL teams from coveting this immense talent. This is also a guy who has had to play a ton of snaps this season, in part out of necessity due to Florida's inexperienced depth up front. Right now, I've got a rounds 1 through 2 grade on Gervon Dexter. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 2 in my rankings is Bryan Bresee out of Clemson. After his freshman All-American season, Bryan Bresee missed most of 2021 with an ACL injury. During a challenging 2022 season, he's had to play through more nagging injuries and the tragic loss of his 15-year-old sister Ella, who died of cancer in mid-September. Even though the numbers don't pop off the page, Bresee's disruptive talent is evident every time he takes the field. Bresee's got amazing physical attributes with elite power and agility for his size. He can consistently do his job against double teams in the run game. I think his elite strength and balance should allow him to thrive in either a 4-3 or 3-4 at the next level. He does a really good job of exploding into the backfield, disrupting passing lanes, and finding ball carriers. Bresee has outstanding lateral movement skills and is quick to slip blocks with the speed to cover a lot of ground in pursuit. He's very instinctive when it comes to countering and solid with overall hand usage. This is one of the best and most pure penetrators in the class. I've got a top 20 grade on Bryan Bresee. Let's watch some highlights. Coming in number 1 in my rankings, no surprise here, Jalen Carter out of Georgia. After playing sparingly over the first month due to a knee injury, Jalen Carter finally returned against Florida and played 20-plus snaps for the first time since Georgia's opener. In doing so, he looked like the same disruptive force we've come to expect from a top pick. Jalen Carter has special block destruction skills due to his explosiveness and body control. There is no question that he will be one of the first players drafted as long as his medicals are clean. Jalen Carter has rare athleticism for his size with tremendous strength, explosiveness, and versatility. He's 6'3". He can consistently get to the quarterback and shows an array of pass rush moves, whether that's swim moves or bull rushes or spin moves, you name it. He's got a lightning quick first step and super strong hands. He's registered 47 pressures and 6 sacks over the past 2 years, more than any other defensive player for Georgia in that span. He's also extremely versatile and he can play all along the defensive line. That ability to play all 3 downs at the next level, especially his ability to terrorize quarterbacks in the backfield, make him a surefire top 5 pick. Right now, I've got a top 5 grade on Jalen Carter. Let's watch some highlights. So those are my top 10 interior defensive linemen in the 2023 NFL Draft. Do you agree or disagree with my rankings? Let me know down in that comment section below or message me on Twitter at Mr. Crockpot. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay awesome, everyone.